Keanu Reeves.
George
Lucas.
It's time for Kazador's guide. Okay, 3, 2, 1, intros.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody.
Idris Elba.
What?
Lou Wilson.
George Lucas.
Mara Wilson?
Lou Bega.
Owen Wilson.
Wow.
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 Hey, look, my favorite actual play show, Kazador's Guide to the Cosmos.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Got all my favorite people, like TheropodArt.
Oh, where can they find you, Thero?
Well, they can find me over at Blue Sky and Tumblr and Fur Affinity and Twitch at TheropodArt.com. They can also go to Lizard Fun Bags if they want to see the naughty stuff. Wow. If they
Why is this has slowly gotten Gilbert Godfrey?
I can't.
It truly has.
I can't keep it up. I'm sorry. If you like this D&D show, we do the same shit on Tuesdays. Come by. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. Commissions might open up soon again. We'll see. Money can be exchanged for goods and services. We'll see. Yeah. That's all I got going on.
All right. Up next, we've got XanillisGrimm.
Oh, that's me. I am up to no good. If you want to see what I'm up to, exactly what that means, join my Blue Sky at XanillisGrimm, where I post everything I do when I'm about to do it. Streams are a little chaotic, but if you stick by this Sunday, twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn at around 2 p.m. PST, we have some more Those Who Wander, run by the lovely Sarah's here. Myself and Leah are also in it. Then, on Monday, twitch.tv/XanillisGrimm, you can catch me back in Star Wars Souls, 7 p.m. PST, where we're back at it with some more D&D content. Then, as Thera already mentioned, Tuesdays, twitch.tv/DistortionDevil. You're already here. Just come back on then. Or come back then at 1 p.m. PST. We got more stuff. And then Thursdays, twitch.tv/MontyGlue, 7 p.m. PST. We have some more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're on the final floor of that long-ass module. So, if you want to see what that's like, that's there for you. And that's me.
I was
It's
muted.
my turn to go.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Damn it. Yes, Sarah, where do we find you? What are you up to?
Hi, you can find me all over the internet at Tixdixl. As Zan mentioned on Sunday, we're back at it again with Those Who Wander over at Burnout Vaughn's channel. Some pretty spooky stuff. Definitely come check it out if you are invested in some spooky things. Monday, unless I'm mistaken, we're back over at the Amusing Thalia's channel for some more Near Replicant. That's been a really fun time. If you love JRPGs and older games, we're having a blast running through it. And that brings us back here again on Friday for some more Kazadors. That's what I got going on this week.
Yay!
Very nice. And up next, we've got the Citric King.
Hi, hello, and Citric. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Citric King, everywhere being mainly Blue Sky and then all of the other places. Pretty busy at the moment, like, I keep saying that, so... But not much going publicly on my end, except for a picture of a cool bee I took the other day. Yay. But yeah, glad to be here for more D&D. Other than that, I don't think there is much I can say other than bring us to our one and only GM. Yeah.
Hi, I am the Game Master and Secret Keeper here at Kazador's Guide to the Cosmos, and I am very thankful to be here. If you like how I run things, or how I play characters, or any of that stuff, you can find me playing a character on Burnout Vaughn's channel on Sundays with Saris as the GM, as mentioned by our lovely XanillisGrimm. I am also, as Saris mentioned, on my channel on Mondays, as I am doing some Nier. 'Tis a silly game, but we're having fun. And yeah, I believe that's all I want to say for now. But I've got some stuff cooking in the sidelines that'll be coming out in the next few weeks or so. So if you like superhero content, then keep an eye on my socials at Amusing Thalia. Other than that, I think that's all I really want to say for now. So I honestly, it is a magical experience to be here. And so magical, one could even call it sorceress. Connor McKinley, take it away.
Beard.
Beard.
Coffee.
Sorcery.
Yo.
That's right. Beard Sorcery. It's your one-stop shop for beard hygiene care products. I'm over here reaching for one right now, as a matter of fact. I've got some Paladin's Might Beard Cream. That's right. Beard sorcery products keep my beard soft, shiny, and smelling great. Not to mention it keeps the skin underneath healthy and hydrated, so I'm not scratching at my beard all day long and I don't get any beard dandruff. That's absolutely the worst. And if this or any of these have been a problem for you in the past, that I heartily recommend Beard Sorcery products. Head on over to Beard Sorcery. You can use code DistortionDevil. You can save 10% when you shop online. As well, check out Bones Coffee. They have a wide variety of coffees and flavors, including a bunch of different forms that coffee can take, such as canned cold brew, K-cups, grounds, whole beans, and more. Over at Bones Coffee Company. Use code DistortionDevil and you can save 10% and shop online. As well, I just would like to say, if you haven't seen it already, the first actual piece of video content for Devils and Dice Rolls is available now on patreon.com/devilsanddicerolls. If you want to learn why I think that you, yes, you, viewer, should play an ugly character, head on over to the Patreon. Or, you can wait for it to go up this Sunday. But I couldn't do any of that, or any of this, for that matter, without all of you. Thank you so much for showing up and showing your support. And with that, we're ready to get started.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I believe then, in that case, without really any further to do, well, let me really quickly get the right music. There we go. Love Pale Rider. Drawn down the river Styx, the KSS Homewrecker makes its way with its crew to the first layer of Hells, Avernus, with the threads of fate pulling them in many directions. They currently seek to end the pursuit of Vex by following various leads into the Hells. Now, floating down the river, it is their last moments of peace before whatever fire awaits them. The party has just exploded in their ship out of the river Styx using a strange portal through a back entrance brought to you by Marine. The Nautiloid comes screaming out of the water before splashing and sending Styx water all throughout the area around you. over the psychic connection from the ship, partially aided by Xoruk to allow Marine to communicate with them, you all just hear a "Hell yeah! Well done, crew. Never ran a ship with 2 spelljammers before. That thing had some kick to it. All hands accounted for? Anyone lost?
Sound off. Who's not dead?
I'm alive.
I am here as well.
There's a slow ringing in from the various, we'll say, both the crew and the passengers currently on the ship. You hear Marine checking in, your 2 Gith companions from the Gnosis cluster that have volunteered aboard the ship, Ina and Natalie. Thrash does not specifically ring in, though Naimana would give a Thrash and I are okay. You also hear very not long after from Esmeralda, Vovolazar, Esmeralda and Zaya with a "Oh, yes, we're okay down here in the sails." And a acknowledgement kind of from Zaya. And I think there is a kind of pause for a moment as everyone kind of gets their feet, realizing you have surpassed and overcome that obstacle. Before Marine chimes in once more. Right. Well, we're almost there. We're in... It's basically called the Plane of Infinite Portals or some nonsense like that. It is pretty big, but there's not many places the sticks can stop. I'll get us on our heading, but we're going to stop in Plagueport. I was expecting the ship to get way more banged up than we did, so we won't need to stop there too long or anything for repairs. I just need to pick up a few supplies. The stuff we grabbed from the Upper ship is... Zaya laid claim to it, so if you want, talk to them about it. Give us maybe an hour or so before we get there. If anyone needs to take a quick nap before Marine's psychic connection pulls back from the ship. And all of you have a brief moment of respite before arriving at Plagueport.
Would this be a short rest?
If you'd like, yeah.
I'm just gonna do the burn 2 channel divinities and then the harness divine power to get a spell slot back.
Makes sense.
So, yep. So that's what I'm doing. Hakka's just in the corner. Anyway.
Kazador, Vex, Xoruk, Rot, anyone do anything specific, or do you just take a moment?
Me disconnecting from the power of the ship, Rod will look at Kazador. It's like, well, that went well.
Did. Seems like it went well. I'm going to go take a round around the ship and see if everything is in place.
That sounds like a good idea. Do you need help with anything?
Just stay alert. We've only just managed to breach into the place, and now I think this is the calm before the real storm. We're set to sail down the river Styx.
Marvin said we are going to stop in Plagueport. Can I give a piece of advice?
Seeing as how you seem to be from the area, by all means.
Try not to catch people's attention. Plagueport is not a welcoming place. And they don't take kindly to strangers. Whoever is in charge at the time just doesn't like to be challenged, and they see any outsider getting too much attention as a possible threat.
Sort of like strokes his chin a bit at that. Be careful.
Rod nods and follows Kazador out of the room and lets them walk their own way.
Yeah, Kazador will just, tour around the ship, make sure nothing's damaged, make sure everyone is okay, and that everything is accounted for. He'll also make sure to relay Rot's message to everyone he finds, everyone that's going on the away team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. You do a quick loop, and I there might be an update or two as you walk around, but really quickly want to check in with the others to find out where they were or where they would be as you take a quick loop.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Vex Xoruk, y'all do anything in particular?
I have a very, very good question, and this is something that Vex would want to check in on just out of morbid curiosity. How are those plants doing?
Which in particular are you referring to?
The ones that I summoned last session.
The ones that you were the ones on the outside of the ship, the plant, the plant growth. It lasts how long for the plant for that?
It lasts a very, very long time. So, it set the spell. I'll put the spell out there so that you can see it. There's no reason for a roll, but
yeah,
it can last. If you cast a spell over 8 hours, so it lasts as long as.
Oh yeah, no, it's just it just kind of
there.
lasts, yeah.
Yeah, it's just there.
I will say, so the thing about plant growth is generally it like increases the growth of plants that are already there. For the moment that we did it, I think it made a lot of sense for like the summoning of the plants and everything. I think, especially as you hit the river Styx, if you like step out onto one of the outside decks to take a look at it, now that you're not at risk of getting drenched in the water from the river Styx as you shoot through it, if you step outside, you would see that it is kind of slowly. I say slowly, but it's actually, especially for how this functions for plants, it's kind of rapidly aging. Like you're watching the plants that are in the water, because the Nautiloid is currently floating on the water with the decks above it and like half the shell above it. As it is a semi-aquatic vessel, that the Nautiloid can float on water, in water, or in space. It's one of the few spelljammers that can do that. And as you're kind of sailing along the river, as you look down, the stuff that's in the water has pretty much already died and become part of it. The stuff on the like top outside of the shell is slowly, in the sense of comparatively to the stuff that's already died, slowly, but it is aging faster than you would expect.
Okay, that really good to know, really interesting to note. The last thing that I would want to ask, and I don't want to, if this is an accidental retcon, I apologize, but how is my mount?
Your mount is did not go outside during that. You would find them where you kind of last, or where they've kind of settled into one of the lower decks, into one of the cargo chambers in the bottom crew quarters area, and have made ostensibly a little nest for themselves there.
Give them a couple head pats.
Yeah, you kind of walk in, the head like looks up at you, kind of cocks the head. You feel the psychic connection and acknowledgement of greeting and entrance to you.
Mm-hmm. basically just making sure that they didn't sustain any damage during all of that, and give them a couple
Yeah. It was the kind of thing where, like, I had it planned if you wanted to basically be flying out on them while all of that was happening to, like, help protect the ship. That was something that you could have done. But if you were not on your mount, then yeah, I assumed the mount was just in one of in the safety of one of the crew quarters.
Cool.
Then yeah, I think you head down and probably spend a little time maybe feeding the mount, and you have that moment of respite prior. Xoruk, on the top deck in the observation area, Vivolazar would kind of put a hand on your shoulder. That's very impressive, I will say. Your powers of observation are, well, something to be commended.
I appreciate the compliment, but imagine that everyone has this ability. It's just, I suppose not everyone appreciates where they are when they're there.
Kind of nod their head. It's very rare that people properly appreciate the things that they are given. It's usually only when you take them away that they are cognizant and caring of it.
Aye, but there's beauty in that too. The lack of a thing. Why it was taken away. The act of that violence and how we recover from it is unique to each person. That itself is a rare treasure.
They nod their head and kind of stroke their chin. Do you mind if I ask what was taken from you then?
I do not mind. For a long time, the struggle that I sought was taken from me. I was not allowed to grow, or to question, or to even try to understand what my life was, what I was meant to do in it, what I wanted from it. Instead, I was sheltered, kept in a cage, told to be quiet and keep small. I'm making up for a lifetime of not having the experiences that others have had, and yes, there is a point of privilege to the fact that I have been sheltered for most of my life. But that will not stop me from trying to answer these questions.
Kind of slowly nod their head, kind of pensively, thoughtfully. It seems you have thought a lot about this.
It's all I do.
That is good. If you think too much, then, well, something might be spoiled for you.
I just won't think too much.
Kind of cock their head. It's a good question now that you say it. Maybe I just am used to people around me believing things at face value.
That's more of a lack of perception than thinking too much, no?
Well, you are perceptive, indeed.
Well, other than this lovely conversation, is there anything I could do for you?
No, I wanted to accompany you to watch you and help if I could during this. If you wish, I can leave you be.
No, your company is most welcome. I simply wanted to make sure that you were making progress on anything you were trying to accomplish.
Nods their head. I believe I am making plenty of progress on my goals, and I thank you for that consideration. No, Xoruk, I am I am thankful to be around you. I have found you interesting to watch for some time.
I'm glad I could be of interest, but that being said, don't look, I suppose, solely towards me. Look around you. We're on a rare river, an area that few people dare to travel. You should take what beauty and solace is here.
Perhaps I will do so. Are you leaving, or if not, I will take my leave too. As you say, go experience things.
I'm taking my own advice, in my own way. And taking one of the empty easels, he's going to be painting what he sees on the river Styx.
Very good. And they will kind of nod to you. Take care, Xoruk. I will see you around.
He will nod in kind of an honorific bow.
Volazar kind of bows a little bit to you as well. Kazador, roll me a D100, call high or low.
Here I go.
Well, call it.
Call it first.
Calling high. Fuck.
Oh no.
You do a loop around the ship, are able to check in with anyone. Is there anyone in particular, any scenes you want to do, any roleplay you want to do with anyone in particular, or do you just quickly do a...
He's just examining
the ship.
And making sure everyone is okay.
Yeah, everyone seems to be fine. You do a loop. It is not too long after the conversation where you pass Volazar leaving like the top decks, kind of would nod at you and begin to head further down. And it's kind of as you're wrapping up the rest of the ship. Rot, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, after giving the word of warning to Kazador, Rod would actually would like to go see Xoruk.
Yeah, you as well. I actually am gonna give it to you, especially with a higher perception. Roll a D100, call high or low.
Oh, hell yeah. Know what? Let's double down on the high. 70.
There we go.
So as you, this is just like a timing thing, like how the timing of all this works out. But it is as you are heading up, I think because Kazador would have taken longer to do a loop, you would have headed after the conversation directly up to the observation deck with Xoruk. And as you get onto the research lab deck, 3 and 4, where both the planar drive and also the research lab are, there would be the psst, psst sound of the door hissing as Volazar would be stepping out of the research lab and kind of give you Rot, was it?
Yes, you are Volazar, right?
Volazar, yes, I am a companion of Esmeralda. I don't believe we've had a chance to speak, particularly.
We have not. We just met in the middle of combat, actually.
Yes, a rather exciting time. It kind of makes for combats like that. It kind of makes for fast allies and less questions.
Remind me, I believe I hit them by accident while they were invisible, right?
Yep, you did.
Yeah, there is a flash of recognition there for Rodney. It's like, oh, I am sorry. I did not know you were there when I just was.
They hold the hand up. It is absolutely no worries. I make it a point to try to not stand out, especially in a fight.
Well, you were very effective.
Of course, don't let me keep you. Kind of continues to pass by you. And continue heading downstairs.
Rod nods towards them and knocks at Xoruk's door.
And
Xoruk.
Yeah, there's no door, so I like to imagine Rot knocks at like the stone platform on the base below. It makes like a thunk 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 sound that you can kind of hear as they're kind of like lifting elevators, like levitating elevators.
Yeah, like Rod
You
kind of
are
like
from-
knocks at the membrane. It makes no sound, so they just go down and knock at the floor, I guess.
You are from a peculiar place and find yourself at the foot of a equally strange and odd vessel, and yet you keep your manners.
He was just taught to be polite.
Indeed. You are most welcome, Ron.
So look, it worked. What you taught me, it worked.
What do you mean?
Down there, the thing with the paintings. Like, thank you again. I wouldn't have been able to help if not without you. Just wanted to say that.
All I did was open the door. You took the steps.
Well, if you think there are any more steps, I'd love to know about it. That doesn't have to be now. I'm just saying that I'm just excited, you know?
I see that. He'll put his hand on Rot's shoulder. We'll find these steps together, yeah?
Yes, I'd love that, actually.
Good. Now, as overjoyed as everyone is to, I suppose, be where we are, let us not lose brevity as to where we are. It's not exactly safe here. We should keep a eager eye towards the vessel and where we travel to next.
Yes, we are going to go to apparently two bad places. Well, Bleak Board, it's not necessarily... Well, it's not good. It's something. Haven't been there in a while.
Do you have specific concerns?
Yes. Well, we do draw a lot of attention towards us, but what concerns me the most is... Well, in Sigil, everyone was rather eager to intervene, and that's what I like about all of you guys, that you see something wrong, you stand up. Where we are going, we might see a lot of things wrong, and the custom there is just to keep your head down and ignore it.
I imagine you've spoken these concerns to the captain?
I have. I have let Kazador know that we should not bring much attention to ourselves. Perhaps I did not emphasize the fact that it is not a nice place, and that's kind of the way it works.
Then allow us to apply pressure as firmly or as gently as needed.
For the record, I don't like it either. But just a matter of survival, you know?
I understand. As always, we will act in the best judgment to what we feel is best. It's all one ever can really do.
Rod nods at that. Anyway, sorry to bother you. I was just excited, you know? It worked.
You are never a bother, Rot. I am glad you have found some measure of advancement with your abilities. There's something I learned early on traveling the cosmos. Power must always exist. There is no getting rid of it, there is no pretending that it will not impact you. So if that is the case, it is better to seize what power you have for yourself, not for the sake of greed or to wield it over others, but to make change for those around you, for yourself. You need to harness that power that you have. And I'm glad to see you've made progress on that journey.
Glad to have met you and helped me put a better foot for that.
And I'm
Right
glad to
foot
have
for
met.
that.
I'm glad to also have met you, Ron.
Rod
No.
fiddles with their staff a bit and like looks around. Well, I don't want to keep you any longer than you need. Just
Do me a
you know,
favor.
an eye out. Yes,
Check in on the rest of our crew for me, will you?
I will. I was actually meaning to go look at Dex and maybe Hakka as well.
Xoruk will kind of rustle the hair / mushroom atop your head before going back to painting.
You can't help but notice as you touch the cap, there's that. It's not as strong, there's no save as when you embraced, but that cold feeling. It's almost like your hand goes numb for a moment after touching. Right, you heading to other members of the crew?
Mm-hmm. If it's not too much, Thero said Hakka wanted to rest and catch, so I would assume like Rod would just look at the room and see them busy and just leave them to their
You'll
own.
probably go to like right inside of like the main entry on the bridge. Like when you're heading down through the elevators, you probably see Hakka just like right inside the doors, kind of cross-legged and meditating.
Yep. But if you want to disturb him, it's totally up to you.
Yeah. Actually, let's make it fun. Do you want to do a perception just to see if you hear Rod?
Oh God.
What is them?
I think your passive perception.
Yeah,
unless you're being. Oh wait, but you are very stealthy, Rot. So yeah, I do actually think perception.
My
versus
passive is
stealth.
27.
Oh.
Yeah, I do know you have an insane passive.
You can roll, but like, good luck. Beat a 27.
Let's make,
Let's
make it fun.
Beat that 27.
Oh,
I think you
The
begin to
natural
like
one.
creep up, and you legitimately do not notice marsh under your foot at one point, and just whoop.
You just step on marsh and then just.
Yep, it's a squeaky toy sound. Yeah.
Oh, ah. You little guy. I did not see you. How
Slowly
did I not?
begins to reinflate.
Also, I'm sorry about the vacuum noises.
Oh, you're all good.
Oh, don't worry.
It'll just be space noises.
The vacuum of space.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Oh my God!
Space.
There it is, the
No one
vacuum
can
of
hear you
space.
clean.
But yeah, you
They-
step on marsh and then just like one eye kind of just peeks open and then just oh my God, that fucking art, I love it. Rot, how fare you?
Oh, sorry to disturb. I just wanted.
No disturbance at all. We're only in the river of Styx. Spiritual connection to all things.
Huh. When you put it like that, oh, that's kind of big, isn't it?
I kind of can't believe it. But come, sit. What brings you here?
Oh, sure. I just was wanting to know how everyone was doing. well, Xoruk was the one with the idea of that I should, and I think he's right. That whole thing with the ship was kind of big. How did you guys hold on your end?
It was harrowing, but we have made it. I didn't expect Vex to use bushes and vines to secure me down, but worked out well. If you are curious about how I am doing, to be quite blunt, I can't contain my excitement. We are here, and I am a shaman. I talk to spirits. And here we are. I'm in a place of legend, of myth.
You mentioned that your power comes from speaking to the ones that came before you.
Every spell I cast, every ability, it's a request. If I wanted to heal you, and the ancestors did not agree with the action, the spell would fizzle out. Although, that's what I thought before. I sometimes wonder, getting to space, by all accounts, I shouldn't be able to do, like, my magic shouldn't work out here. I'm so far removed from the graves of my ancestors. I'm so far removed from Jolt. I don't know. Xoruk taught me about doubt. I don't know if the spark of my magic truly comes from the ancestors, or it comes from me. And if I said such a thing back at the Empire, I would be executed. Of course all magic comes from your ancestors. How could you say such things? That you have the power? It is the ties with your family that gives you strength. But things are different out here. It's given me a lot to think about.
I don't really know what to say to that. My end, things are just always been told that whatever I have within me, it was something to hide, something to contain. Not really much confidence in it. It's only now that I am in, I guess, need to get a hold on it and do it fast. But as far as I can tell, you are strong, Hakka. Regardless of what you may think about where your power comes from, you wield it confidently. I admire that.
Oh, trust me. Kazador can give you a lot, an entire earful of the, my confidence getting us into trouble in Icewind Dale. It's good to be confident. It's good to be strong. But you have to be careful. You have to focus that strength. For if it explodes out around you and hurts other people, that's not strength. That's recklessness. So now I try to bite my tongue and keep my energy and magic where I focus it on the people that matter.
About that, and you see Rod scratch the back of their head a bit. So we're going to be stopping at a place I am familiar with. Plague Port. It's part of the greater Plague Mort in the Outlands. Hakka, it's not going to be a nice place.
A hive of scum and villainy.
More of a place of internalized apathy. While we are there, we might see some not nice people do not nice things, and kind of the way they go is to just keep your head down and move on.
I see. I will stay focused on the task at hand. Thank you for your warning.
For what it's worth, I appreciate when you take action in situations like that, but here we might be biting a bit more of what we can chew.
I see. Well, if the worst is to happen, I do have an ace in the hole.
And Hakka would pat that excuse me, y'all know what his voice does to me. He would pat that urn. He has since tied, basically, like, if you've seen those leather net pouches, he's tied it around the urn that he got back on the penguin ship. Man, this
To be clear, not the penguin ship. The penguin ship was the other ship that was docked there. It was the loot ship.
The loot ship. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
this
just making sure.
this show out of context has the craziest description.
I love it.
Yeah, it's the urn and reliquary has since been like tied to his side, and it's out in the open, and he just kind of pats it confidently. Just,
I have an ace in the hole.
What is that?
It's that reliquary we got back on that loot-shaped ship. Loot as in the instrument, not the, like, pile of treasure.
Oh. Yes.
Through this, I can channel a holy aura. But I will keep my head down, as you say, and we are focused on. We will be focused on the task at hand.
Thank you for hearing me.
No. Thank you for your knowledge.
excuse me.
Knowledge on the situation.
Well, I don't mean to take more of your time. You seem to be busy with meditation.
I'm just killing time. If you want to come back and play chess, you're welcome.
Oh, by all means. What is chess?
The game? I'll teach you later. Go on, get out of here, you scamp.
Yeah, sure. I'll see you later, Hakka.
And take the deflated roadkill with you.
It's... Oh, March, I'm so sorry. They pick the little guy and place it out of their head.
Marsh gives you a thumbs up, and then as you pick him up, he kind of waves at you. Hakka has been taken away.
I'd like to imagine he has a footprint on his back.
It's like slowly, like one at a time, like one just popping back into place.
Yeah.
You continue your meditation, and Rot, you head down to check in with Vex. Hakka, I'd like you to roll me an insight check. This is on yourself.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure. Okay. I had advantage toggle on. Got to make sure that's off. A 24.
24. You kind of hit a nail on the head as you're meditating, and you haven't really fully verbalized it till now, but it's the kind of thing that when you verbalize it, you're no longer able to put it out of your mind. It just, that is what it is now.
Yeah.
And you realize, like, yeah, you're far away from Chul. You're far away from the ancestors. You're deep in space and have been, and you've been using magic. And something about that doesn't quite immediately seem right. And then there's that a few things start to maybe click into place. It's more accurate to say that you start to remember a few things that have been said to you. The power of belief, the power of choice, the power of individual mental manifestation. And you're not certain, but that moment where you're like, oh yeah, it shouldn't work. And when you try to conjure your magic after that, it feels weaker for a moment. There's that it's kind of like when you unfortunately become cognizant of breathing, right? Like
Oh no!
you're kind of stuck in that, wait, how am I doing magic? And there's a little bit of a feedback loop that happens. And you manage to pull it back, but that seed of doubt has been set. Rot, you make your way down into the crew quarters, and you find leaning on the wall outside of the cabin, the cargo cabin, where Vex is likely, and how you've been told, is with their mount. And Vovolazar and Esmeralda are kind of leaning on the wall outside of it, and both give you kind of an acknowledgement as they're just chatting a little bit about what the two of them were up to during the practice and the subsequent jump through the sticks. And the scene is yours.
Oh, hi again.
Hello. Yes, good to see you. He kind of looks at you, looks at the door. You're for Vex, then, I assume?
Yes. Here to check up on how they are doing.
Esmeralda speaks up. She's talking to her weird shark thing.
Has Rod seen the mount before?
The Starlancer? It's up to you. It has been out in that, like, there have been a few moments where Xoruk has been instructing Vex on how to ride it and mentally connect with it. And you were not there during the initial kind of interactions with it. So it's kind of up to you whether or not you would have seen them practicing.
Those I think Rod would have heard of people talk about the Starlancer, but I don't think they've seen it so far.
In that
So
case,
Rod will-
you enter and you see Vex, and Saris, feel free to describe Vex in the Starlancer.
I mean, in this moment, if this is towards the end of what they're doing, they essentially would have offered this Starlancer care. And I mean, I guess at this point, they're probably actually wrapping up. They're probably actually on their way, like one of those moments of like you open the door and they're standing at the door, sort of deal.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh,
Hey there, Vex.
hello. I'm so sorry. Let me step out of the way. And they just kind of like offer you passage inward.
Rod does so and looks at the Starlancer. That is a big thing.
Isn't it? Quite an interesting creature, if you don't mind me saying. And they kind of shoot their mount a look. Like I hope you don't take offense
It
to
almost
it.
nods and like, yeah, I am interesting.
It's quite the intelligent creature, I can tell you that much. Seems that the two of us are linked somehow psychically.
I mean, I may know a little bit about that, and Rod just nudges Rod out of their head with a finger.
Really?
Times. Not most of the time.
Do you pick and
Marsh
choose?
waves up at you.
Do you pick and choose, or is it sort of a proximity thing?
We've connected with them once, trying to communicate. Perhaps I am overinflating my experience. Sorry, just trying to relate.
They kind of look at you almost like a how did we get here? Because they kind of look at you and they're like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I was curious. Just wanted to understand you better. I understand different things and different people can do different things. For example, Xoruk has an innate ability to just connect at will, versus before, to be perfectly honest with you, beforehand, before meeting him, my only experience with the psychic was largely in a more malicious sort of sense. So despite having quite a bit of experience, these are still new things for me. I'm still learning. So please don't take it as an expression of offense.
Tilt their head at that. What do you mean by malicious?
There's like a moment where Vex has like war flashbacks.
Oh no.
And in a very literal sense too, where they're just kind of 1,000-yard stare, before smiling at you and saying, have you ever had someone pry into your brain in order to do harm to you or the people around you?
I can't say I have.
It is a very terrible experience. I do not recommend it. If you can avoid it, that would probably be for the best.
I'll take your word for it. Doesn't sound nice.
Nice would be certainly a way of putting it. No matter. Like I said, was just curious. I know that you carry Marsh around with you pretty much all the time, and you seem to be one of the few that can actually communicate with it. There's a pause.
Mm-hmm.
They are an it, right? Or am I completely out of my bandwidth?
I used to believe they were an it, in a way. Now I'm sure that they are more of a them, because it's more than one. We have 2 of them on the ship now.
Well, we sure are learning new things today.
Yes. How did you do with the whole ship thing? I was doing around checking on everyone. It was kind of intense.
I mean, I won't say that it was the worst experience I've ever had. And if anything, it was quite the curious situation. I had the opportunity to try something I never had before and actually see the results in real time, which is quite fascinating if you've looked at the deck of the ship.
Hakka told me that you use plants out there. I think I've seen you do that a couple times. Your powers are rather interesting.
Yes, that is one of the things that I'm capable of doing, though I've never utilized and created a source of life in the presence of death, not in this sort of manner.
In the presence of death, you say? That's funny.
Yeah. There's kind of like a moment where they kind of shrug and they say, well, I mean, that's not exactly the best way to describe it. Unfortunately, I'm not doing it quite justice. However, that is quite literally the presence of death around the ship in an insurmountable amount.
Does the room have any kind of windows?
Not this room in particular. Actually, most of the Nautiloid is kind of devoid of any sort of portal looking outward. The exception to that is the observation deck. That being said, there is a door in here, a cargo door in here. Unfortunately, you think it's probably submerged at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are technically below decks.
The River Styx is a very notorious place for death. The passing of souls, as people have said.
Well, at least souls do pass here.
And then there are we.
Quite. I mean, to your point, not everywhere experiences the passage of souls in the same way, and not everything is connected to the River Styx in the same way. So, if I'm to be perfectly honest, this is a situation a little out of my depth. I'm very curious about it, but I'm not so ill-advised as to do something foolish. And they just offer you a smile. Like, no harm behind it, just like a very, almost like when you see someone who's like hiding their excitement.
Rod gives you a nod, and you can only see the eye, but there is a you can like feel the smile back in there. I'm glad that you're doing okay. I don't know if Castor related to you, just something I've been making people aware. I am from Blakemore, the place we are going to now. You may see things there that you are not going to like, and sadly the custom there is to not really involve yourself in stuff like that. Kinda just let them happen.
Vex is going to put a hand on your shoulder. Do you allow it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This would not be my first time dealing with a particular environment that is not exactly friendly to its citizens. And to that point that I made previously about not being so ill-advised or unwise as to use improper judgment, I think, to be perfectly transparent, even though I have no idea, and I'd honestly love to hear more about where it is that you come from and the experiences you've had at this new location. To be perfectly honest, if you're concerned about me, this is not my first time, and I have full anticipation that from here on out, moving forward, regardless of which place we stop, we're going to come across many things, atrocities, horror, terror, things that only can be described as malicious, that quite frankly, we will have to pick our battles.
We are going towards the hells. I guess when you put it that way, this might not be a bad trial run.
I agree with you entirely. I don't even know what your context is, but I agree with you entirely.
As the two of you are kind of wrapping up your conversation almost to put a fine point on it, a psychic link shoots through the ship. Right, everyone, pulling up to the Plagueport docks. We'll be here not too long, but does look like there's a bit of a crowd out here on the docks, so just be careful if you head out. Ina, Nat, need you on the top deck to help me carry some boxes. Captain out.
Well, time for things to get moving, I guess.
You know what this means, right?
No?
You owe me a story later.
Oh! I'll be sure to do so. Just, we have to make it out alive.
Oh, absolutely. Consider it a reward.
See you around, Bex.
They offer him a wave.
And Rod goes out of Bex's room.
Yeah. The ship slowly pulls to a stop, and if anyone chooses to go or look outside onto the top decks, you would see Ina and Nat, the two Gith, along with Marine, carrying a few boxes, some of the ones that you have had since the Gnosis Cluster. Some of them you recently got while you were aboard the Wheel Harrow, the ship, the Aparusan ship that you just traded from. And as they're kind of unloading, Marine walks up to what seems to be not a dockmaster, but someone who is in charge of, has supplies of some kind, and the two of them are talking. The docks themselves seem to extend not too far over the river itself. The land seems to spill out of a swirling archway and is made of crumbled rocks and debris. The dock itself, no more than a few planks of wood and held up by broken shaled stone that loosely hang over the land itself. Pulls up to it, and whatever supports were initially put into the water to hold the dock up have been eaten away, aged by the sticks. And when Marine and Ina and Nat step onto the docks, there's a bowing to it and a loud creaking sound that makes you nervous it's going to hold, though it does. And as they trade, the dock of Plagueport stretches out a little bit before you. The far end, a swirling portal, which you recognize. You've seen the other side of it before many a time in the center of Plagueport. It is the swirling portal that leads to the plane of infinite portals in which you currently find yourself within the Abyss. Realizing, perhaps now, that you are in fact in the first layer of the Abyss, the sight before you of Plagueport is not but a ramshackle collection of dilapidated and run-down buildings. There is not any throng or large group of travelers or other ships. There is, in fact, the only sign of life that you really see is a crowd, I will say. It's not small, but it isn't large as well. For you, Rot, it would be large for Plagueport. Gatherings don't tend to happen outside of the couple festivals, and those are very dangerous circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a crowd that is forming. Who all makes their way to the deck? What are you all doing as you stop? It is a brief stop. Marine doesn't plan to spend too much time here, but you are given a moment in Plagueport.
I feel like Hakka would be curious just to get out on the deck and look around.
Yeah, roll me a perception check, Hakka.
I'm gonna peek the horrors. Oh my god, a
Horrors.
19. 2 on dice.
2 on dice, yeah. So what I will give you is kind of just the first 2 passive perception in that case.
Sure, 27 passive.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing where like perception checks, your passive perception notices it, and then I give you a perception check. And if you roll higher, you might get more, but otherwise it defaults to passive. And this is just for, not for like hidden things, this is just for what you see. But Hakka, what you see perhaps unsettles you.
Oh boy!
It looks initially on inspection to be a crowd, a singular group of people. But actually looking at it, it seems to be 2, and then it clicks, there is a third faction here. There are 3 that are kind of interacting. There is a small, the equivalent to a soapbox that's been set up. It is just a stone that has been kind of dragged out of a pile and set up a little bit on the dock for someone to stand. There is an individual standing on it, and they are wearing like entirely, I want to say like brown robes. Like it isn't particularly interesting or colored, etc. And it takes you a second to realize that this person is part of a faction. But there is a group of individuals in brown robes kind of surrounding this stone, where the one individual in brown robes seems to be talking out to the crowd and to any passers-by on occasion. Intermixed with the brown-robed individuals, and this is what took you a second to realize, are individuals with cream and maroon color robes that you immediately recognize as the attire of the following. And
I don't know how it would look considering Hakka's face anatomy, but he does the Excalibur face.
And they seem to be trying to almost like entreat or convince members of a crowd to something or not. The sounds of the docks, the sounds of the people yelling and Marine and them loading boxes, you can't, without leaving the ship and going onto the dock, you can't hear what's being said. But the group that they're speaking to is a kind of motley, eclectic group. You would assume them to be citizens, but positioned at various points throughout them are individuals with large gray mushroom caps on their heads. And they seem to be almost positioned like shepherds around this group of people, almost protectively. And a couple of them interposing themselves between the brown-robed individuals and the following, like they're interposing themselves between the crowd and the for lack of a better term, cultists.
Mm-hmm. Who else is out? Yeah, who else is out on the deck?
Yeah, does anyone join Hakka out on the deck?
This is just purely for just the Hakka, like, just turns to Vex and just like,
it seems the following has their claws entrenched in all the way to here.
Well, they did say that they were trying to reach all crevices of the universe.
Hakka spits on the ground, but then it's the deck, and then he feels bad about it, but then the deck eats the spit because it's alive, and he's just like,
Rot, do you join them on the deck as well?
Yeah.
Right, as you join them on the deck, you would see the 2 groups as well, or the 3 groups as well. But you get an intelligence check with advantage to recognize the social situation going on here.
Ooh.
And I will also give you a perception check.
Okay, so intelligence first, but with advantage.
Welcome home, Rot.
That's a 14.
14? Fine, got it.
And the perception, that's a regular one or advantage as well?
This is just a regular perception.
25.
25. Your awareness, your social history, your experience with Plagueport does inform the situation a little bit more. And a fact begins to settle in. You have talked about Plaguemort a little bit, and from your experience with your brother growing up, the Greycaps were the premier and most influential faction within Plaguemort for you specifically. The location, the area in which you lived, was run and headed by the Greycaps. And you know whether, you don't know exactly what the connection was, but you do know that your brother was associated with them in some way. But with a 14, you are aware of... Sorry, my brain just lost me for a second. For 14, you are aware of the other groups that are happening here. And with the 14, you do know that while the Greycaps were influential for you, they were not the only influential faction within Sigil. There is, in fact, several others, but the primary other faction that was kind of seen as an enforcement force are known as the Hounds, and they are basically the personal thugs and enforcers associated with the Archlector. Yeah, exactly. You see, with a 25, knowing how the Hounds work, that there are various Hounds stationed around and or hiding around the area that seem to be ready for if a fight breaks out. What you are looking at right now is a fucking powder keg waiting to be lit, right? And the Hounds are ready to spring in case that happens. The two factions that you see, the Greycaps seemingly protecting random citizens or a crowd of individuals here. And then the individuals, the cultists that are proselytizing, are the following, and what you recognize as the Illuminated.
Oh.
The Illuminated are a faction in Plaguemort that worship the Lady of Pain. Not in the same way, in your experience, that the following does. The Illuminated are a they are hardcore Lady of Pain cultists in a very different capacity. They believe that the Lady of Pain, with a 14, you would be somewhat aware of this, but they believe that the Lady of Pain used to be from Plaguemort, and they worship her as basically the person that got out, the thing that ascended out of the disgusting mess that is Plaguemort. And there is a portal somewhere in Plaguemort. You don't really know much about where it is or too much about the religious significance, but you do know that there's a portal in Plaguemort that the Illuminated guard zealously, that leads not to Sigil, that leads to the mazes that the Lady of Pain sends people to. They, in your experience, worship the Lady of Pain with the intention of getting mazed. But seeing them alongside the following, that doesn't seem right. Their beliefs aren't congruous as far as you're aware. But here they're not compatible.
Yeah, Rod quietly walks forward on the deck as Hakka and Dex are talking to each other. They're just taking the situation and say, that's not right. The following and the Illuminate should not have much in common. If anything, they should conflict, I think.
maybe nobody wants to swing first.
Oh no, trust me. And Rod points toward the hounds. They just want an excuse. No, this is odd. Rod points towards the Grey Caps. I don't know why they are keeping people away from this collection of, I guess, devouts of the Lady of Pain. But again, we perhaps should not get involved in this.
There's one thing I think would be worth considering as well. If we're talking about the following has demonstrated themselves in Sigil to be a threat. If, hypothetically, they've already demonstrated themselves to be a threat and anyone has any sort of semblance outside of their purview to be able to recognize what's going on, that could be part of the reason why. It may be different, it may be weird, there may be something underneath the surface happening. But if the following are recognized as a threat, then I think it is reasonable to understand.
It's only the three of us on the deck, or are Kazador and Xoruk around?
Kazador would probably be where everyone is sort of congregating. He's getting everybody, set to, stay put or move out depending on where they're going.
Yeah, I think flavor-wise for the three of them talking, Marine caught you and was kind of filling you in on what she was doing, and like she basically is like, yeah, we're all stocked up for, I'd say honestly, a couple weeks journey at this point. It's going to be about 3 days on the Styx, sailing through various planes. Honestly, it takes about, it's about 12 astral miles or astral leagues to get to Avernus from here. I can do it in 3 days.
I made the Kessig rung in 12 parsecs.
12 parsecs. But we're all loaded up. We're just finishing, Nat finishing the last couple boxes. But we're ready to sail whenever you are, Commodore. Kind of pats you on the shoulder and heads back in, and you join up with the rest of the crew.
Marine informs me that we're ready to disembark whenever ready.
Just so you're aware, the following has their talons entrenched in this area.
Ezra looks a little puzzled by that. That's odd. Can't imagine why the following would be there but Sigil.
They're missionaries. They just go everywhere and anywhere to spread their message.
They do have somewhat of an... Go ahead.
Suppose our first meeting with them was in the Note Cluster.
Mm-hmm. I think ultimately their goal is to get as many people back to Sigil as possible, so that they would sacrifice as many as they could to the Lady of Pain.
There.
Which actually does remind me, what did you do back there?
What do you mean?
You failed to mention you went into the church of the follower. You were gone for about like 20 minutes, and then you left Fuck! You left very quickly.
Expediently.
Thank you. My mouth has a weird shape.
Hard to say things sometimes with that muzzle, I'll bet. But to answer your question, well, The follower made me an offer.
Hakka's listening.
He gave me a spell scroll sort. It was powerful beyond anything I could. I think I could have done anything I willed with that power.
What did you do?
I destroyed it. I set
There's
the
a
scroll.
smile on Vex's face.
I set
Yeah,
the scroll
there's
of
the-
flame so that I could keep it out of the follower's grasp. He was upset.
So the fool showed off his most powerful thing in his arsenal, handed it to you, and you burnt it.
I think he was meaning to fruit me.
Sorry.
I couldn't possibly fathom the motivation behind such a being, but suffice to say, I did what probably the last thing he expected someone to do. You hand someone that kind of power, they could do anything, change anything, right any wrong. But it just didn't feel right. And so I swept it off the board. Now we're all on a level playing field.
I have a sneaking suspicion, if you don't mind me saying. I think it's a delay. You doing that was probably in everyone's best interest, but I think we should treat it as a delay and not as a finality. If they are able to make something like that, what's saying they can't just do it again?
When I destroyed the scroll, the follower seemed quite perturbed. I don't think it's something they can easily recreate.
So that was buying us time then.
I suppose that's the outcome it led to. But honestly,
Good.
I just don't think that kind of power should exist in mortal hand.
I'm not saying you're wrong, for the record. I just think we need to keep an eye out.
Right. The followers here may or may not have information relevant to what happened, and we may or may not be persona non grata from this point forward.
Mm-hmm.
That is to say,
They are doing whatever they are doing here. Well, go ahead.
that is to say, we should be very careful around the following.
Whatever they are doing here, they are not in charge. Plague Moor is a different place. It's not like Seal, where they would get to build something larger. But they are working with a local faction, and that's what's worrying me a bit. And Rod points towards the screen on the deck. There is something going on up there. Conflict between the following and the Illuminate against the Grey Caps. Don't know what's going on and why haven't the Hounds intervened yet, but they are waiting to.
The Hounds?
The arm hand of the Arc Lector. the person in control of the area of Plaguemort. They are not really their guard. Honestly, they kinda do what they please. As long as they keep everyone under the Archlector's boot. That's their actual job. But yeah, there's something going on out there, and the fact that they have not intervened yet, and the fact that the Illuminate are working with the following, it's an odd sight to be welcomed by, to be sure.
Unfortunately, we have more pressing matters. I wish we could help here. Genuinely, Rot.
Rod shakes their head. No, that's how you do things here. You don't intervene. You just walk away.
Is that because there are consequences to intervening?
Yes. Points again toward the hounds. That's a small detachment. If you caught their attention, they smell you, they might want to get more on you. That's the one thing puzzling me. The fact that they are not intervening yet. I don't know what they are waiting for. But displays like this usually get quelled rather fast.
Then I think we should all be on our guard.
Rod nods. So what do we do, Captain?
Remind me, what was our... Do we have anything to do in Plagueport itself?
Not specifically. Marine informed you that the intention for arriving at Plagueport was actually it was a planned stop in case mostly for if the ship got injured or banged up in some way as a part of the entry. And she said really surprised it didn't happen. And so rather than it being like a thing that needed to happen here and you guys needed to wait because of how well you did last session, they just needed to do a little bit of trading for some supplies, and Marine is good to go. Anything you wish to do in Plaguemort at this point, or Plagueport at this point, entirely up to you all.
Well, Kazador will fold his arms in front of his chest and sort of stroke his chin with one hand. Well, to be honest, I don't think we have much reason to stay here. We've already traded for our supplies, and our stop here was merely to patch up any injuries or any damaged ship. We could leave at any time.
Never would I thought I'd urgently want to go to hell, but here we are.
I have an above game question.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I was just kind of looking through my notes, and I want clarity on what we know versus what Rot knows versus what characters know. Rot was being followed by an entity, right? Do we know if that entity's origin, like, is that I can't remember. This could
the
be
Algoid. You had learned a little bit about and the individual that was accompanying the Algoid. They referred to themselves as Meziks, and they also gave you a title. But you do not really know. There it is. Mouth of Moander is what they call themselves.
Okay. Can I get a spelling on that? Because I don't think I have it in here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then that's the title. Let me get the spelling for the person. And this was like back in Sigil.
Yeah. Okay. The question I had about that, because I don't remember if we did we or Rot specifically get an insight as to the origin of that thing? Did it follow him from this place?
So as far as Rot was aware, that in Undersigil, in Nowhere as it's called, there are a lot of like undead and undead bodies and undead-like things, like the Algoids. And so when Rot first showed up there, it was, I think, his conclusion that it was down there. And ever since, then these things have kind of been following him and have almost seemed to notice his presence or their presence a lot. And so they attract them in some way, but I don't think you had ever really learned exactly the origin of why that's happening.
And is this the same as like are these the same entities that we were warned about, or do we know? I feel like should be the question. Do we know if those entities are the same as the ones that we were told upon Rot's entrance into the campaign that Rot was being pursued by?
Not necessarily. What
Okay.
Rot told you is that Rot was pursued by a group in Plaguemort itself, in this location currently.
Yeah.
The things that were following in Sigil seemed like almost to be like ambiently following.
Sure.
Versus Rot gave the implication that a faction in Plaguemort was seeking him, pursuing them.
Yeah, that's more what I was referring to, was not the information that we got in Sigil. The information that we had received about Rot, the demigod status, Rot being pursued, all of that from their entry into the campaign. So.
Yeah, I'm happy to clarify things.
Yeah. So my question, just to recap, come back to my question, did that ever get conveyed to us that from Rot, that the people that were pursuing Rot were from here?
Rot said they were being followed, but they never said any group in particular.
Cool. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't exactly sure what you were looking for. My apologies.
You're good. Additional information is great. Additional clarity is absolutely helpful. It helps me clean up my notes and make the decision to not say what I was about to say. So thank you.
All good. I think with the general decision to head out, correct? The group begins to walk back towards the door.
Hey, welcome to the plane of rot and decay and awfulness. We should fucking leave.
It's a silly
fucking
place.
leave.
We should fucking leave.
As you all are heading back in, Rot, there is a
Yes.
thunk tunk tunk sound of wood hitting stone that causes you to kind of look over the side of the deck and into the water below. And there is what seems to be a staff floating in the water that has floated down the Styx and is kind of, because the ship is there and there's that little swirl of water around the dock, has been caught in the still current and is kind of tunk to tunk 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 to tunk tunk up against the dock.
Rot tilts their head at that. Any way I can reach for the piece of
You would
wood?
have to step onto the actual dock itself, off the ship onto the dock itself, and you would have to chest to the planks of wood, lean down. But you could, if you did that, reach the water and pull it out.
said, get down on the actual dock or the ship's
Yeah, you would
deck?
have to hop off the ship onto the actual dock because it's floated up and is like knocking and sort of bouncing against the actual dock itself proper.
Not wanting, again, a lifetime of trying to avoid attention. What Rod will do is actually something different.
Mm-hmm.
Spider climb.
Oh,
Yeah. So you still have to hop off the ship onto the dock, but rather than like leaning or anything, kind of go along the rocks on the side of it and can get right up next to it to grab it.
And they will try to do so in a way that they are as far away from like anyone catching them, like doing so, like using the ship itself to hide their way down.
Yeah,
and
roll
stick
a
close
stealth
to the.
check.
Well, $34.
Jesus Christ.
So the moment you step onto the actual, or like even climb, like you climb onto the side of the ship and then use the like cover of the ship to get onto the side of the dock, so like something that's standing on it couldn't look over. And for the rest of you, you kind of all curiously look over at Rot as he does this. The moment that Rot hops onto the stone that is part of the dock itself, not the not the deck that you're on. The moment that Rot hops onto the stone of the dock, one of the gray caps like head looks over, and they're not looking at Rot, but it's almost like they were alerted to something. And they seem to be like looking around kind of curiously. Rot, you make your way over towards the piece of wood, and I assume, do you just reach your hand into the water to pull it out?
I mean, just cautiously, if you don't mind, detect magic on it.
There is a very powerful, I want to say, evocation aura, but it's almost inverted. Evoking is, expelling magic often. It's almost like it's consuming magic the way that evocation normally expels it. So it looks like evocation magic, but it's almost like the flow and the hue of it is inverted.
Curiosity getting the best of them, Rod will tilt their head and go to grab the staff, the piece of wood.
You go to grab the staff, and before any of you can protest seeing Rot put their hand into the waters of the Styx, your hand feels the cold water around it. And much to many of the others' surprise, none of you see a reaction out of Rot as you pull the staff out of the water. And Rot, the staff itself almost seems, you almost feel like weakened for a moment as it draws magic out of you, just for a second, before it seems to explode. And this simple kind of lacquered, polished stave seems to grow, extend, and warp, altered by your energy. What does it look like?
Ooh. I would say the staff grows like bleach pale, gnarled, and just ending on a swirl at the very end.
As in the center of the swirl is what is a pit that seems to lead into the center of the staff, of the branch itself, but no light seems to pass into the pit. And I will send you the stats for your fated item.
Ooh.
It was
Hell yeah.
fate.
And as
Stick
you pick it up and
it.
step back, stick from the sticks.
The stick.
The stick. As you step back from or onto the dock itself, Marine gives a quick announcement of, all right, shove it off. So we're going to take a quick break.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to do the hide it thing so that if you don't want spoilers as to what it can do for people who aren't rot, you don't have to see it, but rot, that is for you.
All right, I'm gonna go grab a
we'll be back.
snack.
I am also
Yeah.
this.
Yep, I'll be right back. Chat, behave yourself.
How you doing, chat? This is my favorite part where I get to ask, because it's time to hydrate. What y'all sipping, chat? I have some Asian pear green tea that I have had since we started this game. And I got some water. What is everybody else drinking? H2O, good choice, Darky. Stew. Like Tabuya, that sounds amazing. I'm very jealous. I mean, technically you can drink the broth of a stew, but it is not a drink and it does not hydrate. Tweets with water. I'm so glad to see you're hydrating, Tweets. It is cold, Tiny Silky Moth. It is very cold. And I don't know where you are in the world, but where I live, it's gonna get colder. It's gonna continue to get colder. Yeah. I know, like Tabuya, I know that the two of us are like shaking hands right now. Texas, eh? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the weather is like currently in Texas, but I believe you. In the middle of the winter
I'm
storm,
back.
Gotcha. Welcome back, Thero.
I have peanut butter pretzels.
All right, I gotta ask,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm the one leading the conversation. What you hydrating with?
Water.
Good.
LaCroix specifically.
Heck yeah, what flavor?
Tangerine.
Based.
I also have Raz Cranberry. It's just the flavors they have at Costco.
Fair enough. The Food Lion down the street typically only has tangerine in the lemon lime.
There's a flavor of LaCroix called like limoncello or whatever.
Yeah.
It tastes like lemon cake.
It
like
does.
It's like you're drinking lemon cake. It's delicious.
It's one of those things where like I expect it to taste differently than it does. Like it's not a bad thing, but I expect it to taste differently than it does. Another fun, interesting thing. I'm not gonna dox myself or where I work, but at the specific airline that I work with, they only stock that specific type of LaCroix on their jets.
It's a good flavor.
It is.
It just scratches the soda itch for me because
Mm-hmm.
I want to drink soda every day, and if I did that, I would die. So
I understand, and I'm shaking your hand. I am a weirdo who doesn't like the taste of normal water. So I keep myself hydrated with sparkling water because it makes it taste less bad.
It's bubbly.
Yeah.
Yeah, water's fine. Like I'll drink tap water, but it's boring.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the Wanderer. Yeah, no, I can't. I actually really don't like the taste of water. It tastes gross to me for some weird reason.
It's stinky.
Yeah. That's why I drink so much tea and so much sparkling water. But it does work. It does help.
Yep. Liquid Death has a flavor called Killer Cola, and it tastes like soda.
But it's not?
But it's not.
Interesting.
It's got like 20 calories.
Interesting.
I think they use like agave or stevia or something to sweeten it, but it's pretty good.
Interesting. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah. Liquid Death be expensive though, so.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be one of those things that's like a treat, trademarked.
Little treat. Little treaty.
A treacle.
Churrito.
All right, Citrix, same question. What you hydrating with?
Water in orange slices.
Heck yeah.
I'm sorry.
I give it an
Nice.
8.
Nah.
No, that's too high. I would say a 7.
Too high?
No, that was
7?
like a 6 or a 5.
Mm.
I can do
Oh,
better.
high standards.
I know I can do better, but I at that point, like, in order to do better, I need to get like root beer or something.
Mm.
Root beer.
No, there wasn't enough reader for there to be a 7. I think 8, 9, and 10 are like higher degrees.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Okay.
I return.
Welcome back.
Welcome
It's your
back.
turn to get the question, Leah.
Liquid IV, flavor strawberry.
Ooh.
I
I see-
I have what I like to call not tea, in that it is hot water. I finished this already, but it is hot water, a citrus weed tincture, and lemonade. Not lemonade, straight lemon juice.
Mm.
And a tiny bit of honey. So it's like, it's not tea, but it's tea. But yeah, I've been doing tincture teas, which is just, instead of tea bag or like leaves or anything, it's just tinctures, and shit's actually really good.
Interesting.
I have really bad tonsils, so if I drink too much tea, I get really horrible tonsil stones.
Mm. Oh my goodness, tell the masses. What are your thoughts?
Meow. Oh yeah.
I do see the redeemed hydrate in chat. Heck yeah.
Yeah, Tiny Silky Moth. I've known people with that texture issue before. I've even read about people with so bad that they need to drink thick water, and that stuff is
Thickened water.
Yeah.
Scares me.
Yep.
Have you seen the thickened water sausage?
Yes, I have seen the because it was. Didn't they just boil it in thickened water?
I don't remember. I think they just put put thickened water in sausage casing.
And
just
I think it just
boiled it.
literally exploded. Like it was just nothing.
I'm
Yeah.
hearing the words thickened water, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
it is.
No, if you want to
it's
know
something
hatred,
else.
look up what ordinary sausage did today, because it was fucking heinous. Okay.
Oh no, I know that's gonna be in the sink tube later. I just know it.
Yeah.
I saw them trying to boil a raw egg. Of
Yeah,
course,
and
what
it
you do-
exploded.
God.
I'm just
It
glad that
literally
he wasn't.
fucking IED.
I'm glad that apparently he wasn't around filming when it exploded, because that's a live grenade basically. Like you're
Yeah.
splashing boiling hot oil all over you.
Everywhere.
So for the
What
science
is-
of it, if anyone is curious as to why the raw egg explodes, the air inside of it expands and just breaks through the shell.
I do have to ask, because I see Aqua in chat. Angie and non-Angie water? What does that mean?
It's non-Angie water. Come on.
I assume sparkling and non-sparkling is.
Yeah.
Got it.
Non-Angie is normal water and Angie is
Understood.
sparkling water.
Understood. Got it. Amazing.
As yeah, it is carbonated water, like specifically the highly carbonated. But yeah, Aqua has called it Angie water as long as I've known her.
That makes sense. That makes total sense.
Which, granted, is not very long.
Now, but on the topic of thick water, I have had to drink thick water exactly once.
Gross.
I was in the hospital. It was for medical reasons. I
Yeah.
still remember it. It was terrible.
Yeah, I think that's what it's generally for, is medical
Mhm.
reasons.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
some people have a there is both a textural water intolerance and a like physical water intolerance, and thick water gets past both of them somehow.
I know if you get rabies, which worst fucking disease to get. I know you get like hydrophobic,
Yep.
and thickened water helps with that.
Yeah. Tism water. As I saw someone once put chewable water, and that just felt weird. to
I don't
call
like it.
chewable water, because I don't think it is in fact chewable, but that is what the person described it as.
No, sir. I don't like it. A cat with homophobia in its
Sorry,
eyes.
you bringing up hydrophobia reminded me of that one.
Not homophobic, hydrophobic.
Cursed but free. I am cringe, but I am free. Tiny silky moth.
Also, I know the cat thing was a mistranslation, but look at that cat. That cat has opinions.
I'm back. I had a cat like that growing up.
It's like
Cat
the-
with homophobia? That must
Yeah.
have sucked for you.
We named her
Like the whole-
Bowie, like David Bowie, because she had two different color eyes.
Oh, also, Zan, what are your thoughts on thickened water?
I only drink heavy water. Give me the irradiated shit.
I like my water with water plastic or with microplastics. Thank you very much.
Microplastics.
Oh wait, that's
give them,
all water now.
give me the macroplastics.
Oh no no no!
I'm pretty sure that's what toddlers eat when they're
Connor, are
crunching
you
on
good, by the
Legos.
way?
I think we're waiting Connor.
Yeah, Connor said he needed a sec. I was just checking in.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's hit it.
Heck yeah.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Let me throw this off and throw on what's next. Woohoo. As the ship begins to undock and depart from Plagueport, Rot, you climb back aboard the ship and look back at the dock to the city that you once lived in for a long time. And you notice one of the gray caps that didn't see you, was kind of looking over towards where you climbed on, but didn't seem to see you, didn't move over, but looks over in your direction and begins to slowly reach into their clothing where they pull out a piece of paper. It's Plaguemort paper, it's probably a nasty piece of leaf or something like that. And they begin to scrawl something on it before folding it and with a kind of a almost like carrying it on the wind of spores, kind of launches it like paper floating on the wind towards you, and it kind of lands on the deck in front of you.
With some hesitation, a bit of a shiver on their spine, Rod tries not to lose that gray cap from sight as they do kneel down and pick up the paper.
It's written in mysterious note.
Ooh. Check.
In handouts.
Yeah. Want me to read it out loud?
If you'd like to. Whether or
Yeah.
not you as a player do, or you want to keep it close to the vest.
In that case, Rod will. Yeah. Rod looks at the paper. I don't know if anyone else in the crew sees this happen. But if no one pays attention to it, Rod will.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. To that point, are you requiring perception or insight?
Yeah.
Because this is an interpersonal interaction, I will leave that decision to you. You Rot, deciding which they would need to succeed.
I will leave it up to insight. They already went down to pick up the stuff. I don't think them picking something else would be all that different.
Ha! I don't see shit. That's
Well,
a 5. That's a 5. I don't see shit.
Secrets are fun. I'll let you keep it if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be one of those things where everyone was kind of heading back into the ship, and I think some of the members of the crew saw you pluck the staff out of the water, but climbing back aboard the ship, I think everyone was heading back inside. So unless anyone specifically would have wanted to see it, then I leave that to the player. I leave that up to player discretion.
The dice
That's
told
rough.
me no, so I don't see anything.
The dice
Alright.
giveth, the dice taketh.
In that case, it is up to you, Rod.
Yeah, Rod will pick up the paper, read it and put it back, put it inside of the rolls as they just look at the board and exhale, like they sigh with a bit of relief. They really were not looking forward to set foot, especially near the Grey Caps. Once again, like as same as the way they ran away from that place once, they just try to push it all to the side and pretend this never happened. Hopefully.
Take one last
But-
look, and as you're taking that last look towards the docks, the thing you were waiting for, or expecting to happen, erupts. You see violence. The
Oh, no.
calls and screams of a bloody battle begin. You see the hounds spring out of their spot, see the Grey Caps pull out weapons, and that Grey Cap you were watching disappears in the crowd.
In the back of their
It
head.
turns into just a mass of bodies.
Like, Rod grips the staff, the new staff, tightly, but in the back of their head, the voice of Vintrill. Not your problem. Keep your head down. You're safe. They bite their lip inside of their ropes and just walk back to the ship. Same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. Walking back in the ship, it begins to take up speed. You lose sight of the port as the winding paths and tributaries of the Styx stretch out before you. Marine informs you all that you have a few days on the Styx sailing for Avernus. And while she can keep the ship in quieter areas to avoid interactions, the closer they get to Avernus, the harder that'll be. And at some point, you all will likely come across either another ship or a creature traveling down as well.
Oh, goody.
But, nonetheless, a couple days ahead of you go by. And during this couple days of downtime, I think I want to check in with all of my players. And I know I've done this a few times, but last chance before hell. This is your time to do any actions, to investigate anything, any items that you have that you wish to look into, anything of the sort. Now is the time to do so.
In our chat, Leah, Sarah said they wanted to do
I
something.
saw the message from
Oh, okay,
Sarah.
okay.
Yeah. Now is the time to do so, but I do want to... Sarah, if you want to take the lead, absolutely go ahead with Vex.
Sure. Just there is 3 things, so it is very much a case of like if there's something that would be better saved for later or whatever, that's completely fine.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we, as a group, all list out the things we'd like to do during this like couple days of downtime? While you all list out things you like to do, we can make a list and we can figure out the order, right, that they happen in.
Okay.
So hit me up with the 3 things you want to do.
There is I'm gonna do with more serious to less serious, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
most serious, Vex would want to approach Kazador and ask about the magic circle, one last time. Second thing, Vex would actually like to have a conversation about magic, before going into the Hells, that is pertinent to what like they do. And the last but certainly not least, Vex would want to approach Rot about clearly missing context.
Alrighty. That I open for anything anyone else would want to do during this downtime. And now you have a couple days, so downtime activities. If you want to spend your time doing that, now is the anything like that. I have that stuff listed down for you, Vex, and we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
we can get to it later, but I would like to ritual cast divination.
Absolutely.
I have 3 components for this. I'm just going to do this once over the course of the travel.
Why don't you give me the question you're thinking of asking now, unless you want to discuss it with
Yeah.
the group first, because then I can have a more prepared answer.
Yeah, I think Hakka would kind of run it by the party that he's planning divination.
Absolutely.
So do you
yeah,
guys?
Yeah.
Do you guys like? We could talk about this above board. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Because Hakka was just gonna ask like, what is the most like perilous thing we are going to encounter in hell? But if you guys have any other pressing things of like where so and so is, what's the deal with this thing? Like, yeah. And I could do this 3 times. I do have the components, so if we want to just burn all the components, we can.
I think it would.
We
be
can't
wiser.
ask. We can't ask. We can't actually cast it 2 or more times because cumulative 25%. So yeah.
Yeah, but you
I think
have you have 2 days of travel, so you could
Oh,
ask
that's
it twice
true.
without any chance of failure.
Yeah. So
Vex, you're trying to say something.
I was just saying, I think it would be wise if it's a components issue to use our resources wisely
oh, okay.
than to spend it all at once.
All right, I can just do it once.
All right, and you were asking what is the most perilous thing
That we are going to encounter.
that you are going to encounter. Specifically, you will not have a chance to. Cool.
Yeah, sure. Let's word it like that.
I am very much letter of the law. I like to hear
Yep.
how people word things because that helps inform the answer.
Yeah.
So, what is the most perilous thing you will encounter? All right, I will have that prepared for you. And this is the one where it's short phrase, cryptic, rhyme, omen. Got it. Yep.
You could be
Alright.
super fucking obtuse with it.
Yeah, I trust me. I know. I just like to have that because I can start coming up. Yeah. Awesome. So that we'll get to the divination in a second. I'll get you your answer. Probably
Take your
do that
time.
after the magic conversation. I really quickly just want to check in. Kazador, Xoruk, Rot. Anything you would want to do during these couple days of downtime?
I think Kazador is just going to be up to his usual business, probably being a bit more vigilant on the ship, since we are literally sailing down the river Styx, he's going to level best to make sure we're not being followed. Make
Roll me a
sure
perception
no
check, Kazador.
ghosts get in the pool or some shit. I will perceive.
Aunt Shirley, get out of the fucking
That's-
engine. Come on now.
I'm gonna spend a hero point on that because I don't want to roll a 4. That's better. 14.
You got it. All right, get to that in a second. Rot, you were going to say something?
No, for Rod's part, they are gonna keep bothering Xoruk for for training, since they got that going. Just go bother Hakka since Hakka said that he could teach them how to play chess.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yep.
roll me a wisdom or intelligence. We can handle this really quickly. Roll me a wisdom or intelligence check, and Hakka, roll me a chess check.
oh boy.
See, have good wisdom, but for fun, let's go.
Oh no! Oh, go easy on him, Hakka. No. Oh, I'm sorry.
There is a positive thing to you rolling high, Thero here. So with I'm averaging the 2 of your scores in order to figure out what the total score is for Rot's proficiency with that. So Rot, out of a possible 6, you earn 2 in a clock for becoming proficient with chess.
Ooh, noted.
Ooh.
Xoruk, last check-in?
To assist with specifically Hakka and Rot, who are both coming to him for more, I suppose, academic levels of training, Xoruk will have a small, like, reading circle with both of them, all within the Gith language. And
yeah.
while they're in the room, kind of hanging out with him or being near him, he's going to force them to try and speak as much Gith as possible and respond only in Gith.
All right, I would like you to roll, you and anyone else who's learning Gith to roll me intelligence checks.
All right.
I feel like I have to ask because I
Even
don't
lower.
believe- don't
I will
believe-
say.
What were you saying?
Go ahead.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
Yeah, I was not mentioned in that, but I am. Vex is learning Gith. Would Vex still be included in that role?
Oh, sure, yeah. Anyone who
Yeah.
wants to learn.
And
Yeah, I think it's
and
an open.
I've
game.
actually learned
Okay.
Gith, so Hakka could do teaching.
Yeah,
as
Hakka,
well.
you're at that like college sophomore level of
Yeah.
of Gith, where it's like you can read and you can watch movies and you can have a really good conversation, but you're still becoming fluent in it.
But I have the proficiency.
No, I mean, yeah, you have proficiency. You are
Hero
functionally
point.
proficient.
Yay. Okay.
I would still like you and Xoruk to roll me intelligence checks as well, because you are instructing it. So even if
Oh
the
my
others
god,
roll
22.
his, if you all roll
Let's
well,
go.
it's 25, 10, 9, 6. Okay, cool, amazing. Because of the 24, I think it's the kind of thing, Xoruk, where what you're trying is really good practice, but it's really hard. And so everyone is kind of struggling a little bit with it, but Hakka really takes to the kind of instructing the others and helping them from a place of similar lack of knowledge.
I brought flashcards.
I think
go
as
ahead.
well, Zoruk's a bit distracted. Once he kind of realizes the Hakka kind of take over, he'll just let Hakka take over and he'll slip out.
Mhm. Do you go do anything else, or are you just taking some time?
Getting some supplies that we got at the previous port of dock. He's going to cook a very impassioned meal of the cut of filet mignon and porcini mushroom with like kind of very sautéed butter, and make just a very like private meal. And once everyone's done teaching, he will invite Vex to eat with him.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get to that in a minute. Actually, I think that's a really good like end of day 2 thing, and I'm gonna put that on the list. So Xoruk's dinner. It's cute. Very cute.
It's like
anyone
girl
who's
dinner.
Girl dinner. Xoruk dinner. Anyone who is not proficient with Gith, you get 1 point or 1 more in your clock.
Hell yeah.
Taking that time and practice does take a couple of the days. There is a general feeling of tension and unease, and as if you are waiting something to come. But Vex, you, knowing how important this is, find Kazador on the first day.
Commodore.
Vex, can I help you?
So, I have one bit of a concern, and a lot of it has to deal with, I suppose, ignorance rather than, shall we say, apprehension. I keep thinking about the magic circle that we found, and we've never used it, but we have it, and it's complete. And now we're about to enter the hills. I'm concerned about the fact that we still don't quite... I mean, we do know, but we don't know what it can do and where it goes. I have no idea whether or not this would be beneficial. I'm not sure if, to be perfectly honest, we should, while we are out, dismantle it. At least not destroying it, but making it so that it cannot be used in our absence.
That is a fair point. I don't think keeping it on the ship would be very good.
I could certainly take it with me if we're going, but that means that it would be on my person the entire time. And it would still be active. At least as far as I understand. Correct
So
me if
I
I'm
do
wrong.
want to. This is a point of clarification that I want to make sure I make because it has been a little bit, and in case I messed up with how I implied or explained how things work last time, it is essentially a permanent sending rune, so it
Right.
can be activated to essentially cast sending to whoever the recipient is. Whoever the recipient is, you do not currently know. And I do not think with the checks you were able to determine whether or not it can be used in reverse, but you imagine you would still need to be near or using the rune for it to be used to contact that rune in particular.
And
you're not sure if that's even the case.
That's why Vex is uncertain. I'm on the same page with you. That's why
Yeah,
Vex
I just wanted
is
to
uncertain.
make sure I explained it correctly so that everyone was on the same page with it.
Appreciate it. But we're definitely, as far as I'm concerned, we're definitely on the same wavelength, and that's kind of exactly what you've described is kind of what Vex's concern is. I simply think because we don't know and we have no idea whether or not this can be used in both directions, it's worth taking this as a precaution rather than just leaving it to the wayside.
May have a point. Whether the magic inside could be used in such a manner, or perhaps something even as simple as a scrying spell. Oh, the rune might be could be used to easily track us down.
What do you think we should do?
Oh, I used to have a lead-lined chest for just these occasions.
Unfortunately, I can't say that I have something of the sort. Yeah.
I'd like to imagine Stein's using it as a doorstop.
Fucker.
See, for a second, I thought you were talking about the invisible chest, and I was like, no, you forgot where you put it.
Oh, that's awful. Oh, no.
That is a hell of a thing to stub your toe on.
Oh no.
No, note to self. Evil item, invisible caltrops.
Oh,
Oh.
invisible D4s.
Oh,
Invisible Legos.
No!
Invisible doorknobs.
oh.
Thanks, Satan.
Oh shit. Sorcerers can't cast that spell.
Or can they?
They can't.
Yeah.
Damn it.
We could always put it in a demi-plane.
Vex will blink at you at that.
Kazador blinks back like he assumes you understand, and he just looks at you.
I do beg your pardon. I'm not in a demi-plane.
Yes, demi-plane, a smaller sort of pocket dimension that can be used for anything. Bag of holdings, for example, or small pocket dimension.
And you can just do that.
Yes.
They look visibly bewildered, like you've just revealed something profound to them.
He just blinks.
I mean, if that's something you're able to do, that's certainly an option, at least to buy us some time while we figure ourselves out.
It does only last for an hour, though it'd probably be quick if we're going to do this.
Perhaps that's something that we use when we get closer, while we're trying to figure out what we would like to do. I believe we still have some time.
Very well. I'll keep this in mind. Once we get closer to the Avernus, I suppose, I will do my level best to secret away this rune somewhere where it can't be spied on. At least, if it is, no one will know that it's ours.
Very true. And if worse comes to worse, they sort of pick at their nails just a little bit, as if in making a gesture. It wouldn't be out of left field to perhaps nick the circle just enough to break it. Not to permanently damage it, but to end the link.
With my arcane knowledge, do I know what would happen if we did do that?
Roll an Arcana check.
I will do this.
Vex is definitely making an assumption here.
Yeah, Vex is not... That's a 19-2 on
That's a 2 for a 19.
Amazing.
Rolling hot.
This is one of those situations where your vastness of arcane knowledge and the fact that you chose Arcana as one of your passives, so it does there's a aspect to the vastness of knowledge kind of overweighs the entirety of the two, but you are not going to get everything you would have gotten if you rolled higher. You rolled below what would be needed to get additional information. But what I can tell you is that you are fairly certain, to answer the question of what would happen if you were to nick it, it would need to be magically repaired in that case, which would likely take time and resources. If you were to break it to the point where the fact that it was broken into pieces and then you can fit the pieces together and the magic still functions is a testament to the power of permanency magic. So to break it to the point where it would no longer function as a sending rune, as a sending sigil, because it is sigil this time, but to break it to that extent would require actual mechanical repair, like arcane repair. It wouldn't just be something where, oh yeah, we can just put it back together. You would need to repair it. So it would render it functionally unusable until you took the time to do that.
Well, nicking the rune would render it somewhat permanently unusable. We would basically have to stitch the rune back together via an enchanter or someone who knows runes and the forging of these magic circles better than I would.
Understood. Well, at the very least, we can save that in our back pocket in case, worst case scenario.
Indeed.
For now, I think with that in mind then, I think you have the right idea. At least putting it where we can't be detected might be our best interest until we have a more, I don't want to say permanent solution, but a long-term solution maybe?
Roll me another Arcana check, Kazador.
I will do this.
Because this is
That's
not
a 30.
about sending, this is about scrying. See, I think it makes sense with the 2 on the 19 for the sending spell, because it's a knowledge of sending, but it's also having to apply permanency magic, which is not something that is very familiar to you. You've only really studied it academically and witnessed it in like Netherese artifacts. It's not something that is commonly done in the modern era, if even at all, really. But scrying, on the other hand, is done very commonly. It's something that even if you don't have the spell particularly, you would be aware of it, and you would be aware of how it is cast. You'd also be aware of how it functions with a 30, very intimately aware of how it functions, either through you needing to scry for Kasigi operations when you were ousting the devilish threat, or from your own research in your personal time. Scrying is difficult to do cross-planar, but it is not impossible. It requires additional steps or abilities, but it is possible. But even so, it is still subject to the limitation of scrying, which is a small area around the object. As long as you are not in the presence of the object, if it is just left in a room, like in a drawer somewhere, they would just see the table that it's in and the drawer around it, etc. They would not be able to determine where that is without additional information. If it, considering it's been in your possession and considering you've had it on the Nautiloid for a period of time, it is, if someone were to scry on it, it's likely they already would have, and likely they know where it would be on the ship, but that doesn't tell them where the ship is, if that makes sense.
Yes. But if we had it on a person, that would be a different story.
Exactly. So that is just the thing I wanted to clarify as far as scrying goes.
Right.
Is that any more you want to follow up on that question, Vex, or do you want to go look at was the intention to use the rune and then hide it, or what? I just want to double check what your intention was.
It was, to be perfectly honest, Vex wanted Kazador's input on what should we even do with this at this point, because we have it, we barely, we have some semblance of an idea of how it works, but we ultimately don't really know exactly how it works, which means that it has the potential to be both a boon and a detriment, right? So it was essentially them asking for guidance, recognizing that they're completely out of their depth.
Yeah, I mean, you both know it can be activated. So if you were want to attempt to use it, it is functionally something you can do.
Would that be in our best interest to use it, or to just leave it dormant? I mean, we don't know who it connects to. We know that people who are, shall we say, in malicious pursuit were utilizing it. I have no doubt that whoever's probably on the other side is not necessarily the friendly sort.
Yes, I'd surmise that as well. I suppose it depends. You could try to utilize it. But to
I also
what end?
recognize that. Right. It has a potential to be a risk.
Not much benefit.
Would you say the cons would you say that the cons outweigh the pros in this scenario?
Perhaps.
Then perhaps for now, we do not use it. I think that's quite simple.
But like that, I suppose it is.
maybe until we get more information.
Right.
Or- yeah. All right. Then, in the meantime, I shall look after it. I'll let you know if anything changes.
He'll nod.
I appreciate your counsel and your time.
Of course. If I ever need any more of it, just feel free to find me.
Of course. They will take the thing and they will leave.
Alrighty. I would say, actually, I think it makes sense for that night, potentially, to be the dinner between Xoruk and you. So, Xoruk, would you like to take that scene away? If you want it to be a scene.
I mean, sure. Xoruk would kind of clear out the observation deck, so it was just him and Vex, and kind of have a modest few cushions and a small table to kind of sit at and eat, as he'll kind of treat himself and Vex to a rather fine amount of sort of fattied steak and mushroom dinner for them to enjoy. Maybe a bit of wine and water to drink, but towards the end of the dinner, he'll light up the room with some candles and reveal paintings that he had done all during the day of the stars of Limbo that he grew up seeing, for both of them to just kind of quietly enjoy and to observe.
You see that when you reveal the paintings, they're a little, pun intended, starstruck. They're gorgeous, I'm assuming. And even if you know, we in this household believe that all art is good art. So even if they aren't, you know, masterfully done, right? They still admire them. They might even ask, do you miss it?
I don't think I miss home. No. I think I miss the part of me that enjoyed being home.
Do you think that's gone?
Well, it's not here now, I'll tell you that for certain, but Limbo was a lot of things, but it was also beautiful. And between you and I found other beautiful things to look at.
Their already pink face is red.
He'll just smile.
They kind of look down at their hands. They're smiling, though. They do that kind of shy thing where they look up, see if you're still looking at them, and then look back down, and then look up again.
He'll just kind of grin and drink some water, not trying to rub it in or make you feel
No,
too...
for sure.
How about you?
Do I miss home?
You dream of the stars that you grew up under?
I don't know that I do. I did once. But, much like you, things changed. I wouldn't necessarily say that part of me is gone. More so that part of me maybe changed. Certainly not active anymore. And to your point, I found more thrilling things. Things that I think are, in a word, a higher priority. Things that matter more. And to be a bit of a sentimentalist, as we've been traveling in the astral sea, couldn't you make the argument that those stars are still the same stars? Just different.
I'm smart enough not to argue with you, Vex. But even if they are the same stars, you're seeing them from a different point of view.
I like this one better.
I'm glad you do. He'll kind of lay the cushions out for them to just kind of lay on and stargaze the observation deck.
Yeah.
Lovely seeing you two. Very adorable. All right. Thank you. Vex, hate to just keep throwing you at it, but it does make sense to do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the magic conversation now or the Vex and Rock conversation now?
Let's do the conversation with Hakka first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go.
This would be day 2? Question mark.
Yeah. Well, I'd say at this point it is moving to day 2.
You find Hakka setting up in somewhere, Leah. It can be somewhere funny or not. Hakka is painting runes onto the floor, setting up incense and feathers and stuff. Basically setting up the divination spell for later. As Vex would find him.
Currently finishing writing.
Yeah.
They would kind of give 2 knocks on the door or the equivalent to let them know that they're there.
Hello there.
Mind if I bother you for just a moment?
You're never a bother. Come.
Don't speak too soon. And they kind of have like a little bit of a mischievous smirk on their face as they approach.
Raises an eyebrow, which you can't see under the mask, but yeah.
They're going to pull out that tome that sometimes has very dark energy coming from it. They're going to put it in front of you.
What is this?
This is what I believe to be a source of some, not all, some of my abilities. And, to be blunt, a point of contention. They gesture for you to open it.
May I?
Of course. What does he see?
Yeah, Hakka just begins pouring through it. You do notice that it's a little
Hakka grabbing it.
What?
Hakka, roll me a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. 21 if Vex is within X amount of feet.
Yep.
Maybe
so,
you're okay.
Yeah. Or it matters. So at first when you open it, there is it's immensely intriguing. Right? Vex, would you like to describe like an average page that you see?
Sure, that I see?
That you see.
So you see what appears to be names, a little bit of demographic information. And Hakka, you being who you are, would immediately recognize eulogies. What looks to be an obituary, but it's not just one. Every page that you flip through is just person after person after person after person after person. But as you start to stare at it long enough, you start to realize that these eulogies and these descriptions are not just the descriptions of the lives that they lived, but the abilities that they do. And you start to recognize, actually, that in these descriptions of these abilities are things that you have seen Vex do.
Curious.
What happens, though, as you begin to look through them, you flick to a second page, and a cold sensation begins to creep into your hands. A feeling of unease in your stomach. And then something that you have only felt once before. When you entered the Dale, the Everwinter, that was present. None of this is really spoilers, this is the setting. When you entered the Dale, the Everwinter was present. And that was when Hakka was reset to level 1. That was when we started you, because he wasn't level 1 to begin with. But the loss of connection with his ancestors dropped you back down, left you with minimal connection, minimal ability to call upon them. It was almost as if it was slowly drained from you as the connection was gone. And while the connection is still there here, it's not like you do not feel connected to your ancestors, though you may have your doubts at the moment. The sensation of your magic, your powers slowly draining from you, begins to creep up your arms. And if you've ever run your hands under a cold sink for too long, to the point where the cold starts to hurt your bones, not just like the feeling of cold, where it like starts to settle into the joints, that sensation starts to creep over, and you reject it. Your hands begin to grow warm again, but the moment you reject it, the moment you cognizantly acknowledge it and reject it, all text disappears from the pages.
What manner of artifact is this?
That's quite the question, isn't it? In fact, I can't really say for certain I know precisely the answer that you would probably be hoping for. But I can tell you this. I was offered this as a tool in order to guide my way and in order to help the people that I needed to help and to set myself and originally what I thought would be my companions would bring us home, would bring us to freedom. The price, of course, is that, and I don't even know if I would call it price because it's a little interesting, isn't it? The opportunity of giving them a second a second chance to come back. Not permanently. No, they're still spirits. It's not a case of, full-on resurrection or anything. But for a brief moment, giving them an opportunity to do what they do best, to resurface.
There's a human saying, everybody dies twice. Once when they die, and another when they are all forgotten.
Precisely. And in this, it appears they are not forgotten. I have to wonder, the reason I put this in front of you, you described having an incredible connection with your ancestors and with those that came before you. You seem to have a really good understanding, at least in legend, about the River Styx. Something that's been on my mind. What happens if I open this book while we are on the stream? Or when we are in the hills? What happens if I don't know. And they're just gonna very briefly, not fully cast anything, right? But essentially evoke the ability from the book, and you see for just a moment the visage of somebody else, ethereal, right? A phantasm, if you will. When they are brought here. But out there, are they released? Where do they go?
Looking at the phantasm, and I hate to Master Oogway this. Hawk is just like,
I don't know.
just.
I didn't expect you would have the answers, but
Hakka does think for a second.
I know this. It's not nothing. It can't be nothing. The fact that we pull on these strings and something pulls back, something responds. I want to believe that it's my loved ones, the ancestors watching over me, agreeing with everything that I'm doing. It is a comfortable thought, and I do believe it, I do. I think whether it's me reaching out or you utilizing a tool.
And he would hand the book back to you.
they'll take it.
The moment it's back in your hands, all the text reappears.
Whether you're using a tool, what matters is the impact you make. Something is happening. Is that satisfactory for you?
I've heard rumors. Those that end up in Barovia don't just get to leave. Right? I've heard sayings, Esmeralda, for example, has told me before, such a thing happens, and yet here they are, in my hand, and I can just call upon them. I have to wonder, in this sort of environment, just what happens. It's not necessarily an issue of doubt, but more curiosity.
So you wish to know exactly what is happening?
I feel like exactly is not something that's obtainable. I've worked long enough with these spirits now that I don't think that that will ever come to fruition. But my entire goal, the entire thing that drew me to using the book in the first place, was to giving them an opportunity of freedom. Freedom from a place that otherwise would not grant them so. I don't necessarily need to understand the full machinations of how this book works. I just want to know, is this freedom to them? And to that point, if I were to cast a spell, even if the cost of losing it, I wouldn't care. If I were to cast it here, do you think they'd be free? Do you think they could leave? This is the River Styx, after all.
One second, I'm looking through my spells.
Roll a religion check.
Yeah,
This would be like your esoteric knowledge on the River Styx.
Yeah. You know what? I can do better. Hero point. There we go.
Can do better. writing down the divination as we speak. So if you're typing, that's what that is.
Yeah.
A 25 religion. The River Styx has many myths and many iterations. Based on the fact that you are currently sailing, and you're no longer in the abyss now. From day 1 to day 2, Marine has told you have passed through 2 separate outer planes. You passed through Acheron and through Hades currently. So, like, you guys are currently on a good clip through Hell. And if you have spent any time outside during that, you would have seen that the landscape and the properties of the Styx seem to be affected by the plane it is running through. It both affects and is affected by the plane that it's running through. You think that most of the myths you've heard probably aren't wrong. They just depend on where you are. But there are a few things, myths and aspects and parts of the myths that stay true, that are recurring, that keep coming back. The primary one that you can think of, the most important one, is that most mortals, most entities even, if they even so much as put a hand in the Styx, their memories are forgotten. It's in that moment where you have that memory, you think back to Rot just kind of putting his hand in the Styx. And you, whether or not that like fully registers in that moment, what you do know is that souls that are submerged in the River Styx lose the lives they've led previously. It is sometimes called not just the River Styx, it is sometimes called the River of Blood, but it is also called the River of Lost Souls and the River of Lost Memories. You do not know for certain, but if a soul's entire history were erased, would they still be beholden to a plane that they have no connection to anymore? It's not something you can know for sure, but Vex's theory isn't completely groundless. However, I will give you, with your 21 or 23 charisma check earlier, you don't think the book would like it.
That the book would like
that happening. Like, you do not think the book would appreciate what Vex would do.
That the book would not like if Vex like
were
called
to
upon
erase
these
the
souls.
Yeah, not to call upon. We're to
Okay.
Yeah, because Vex is talking about.
I see.
Not just like calling upon. Vex is talking about like partially.
I see.
More the sense exposing the souls to the River Styx. It would not like that.
We are getting into matters of the soul here. As souls come and go from the River Styx, they have memories, previous lives, some hundreds or thousands of lives through the eons of time. It is not heretical, for lack of a better term, to call upon these souls, to pull on the strings, as I mentioned earlier. But if somehow, some way, you could erase the memory, wipe the slate clean, that would be a mistake on a cosmic level. It would upset the order of reality itself.
You see their face fall. They seem incredibly pensive.
So,
Like-
I just really quickly want to check Hakka.
if you
Is that Hakka's opinion, or is that the knowledge that you got from him?
I would say that's. I'd say that's Hakka's opinion.
Yeah, because I just want to be clear, like the cosmic imbalance of whether or not souls are wiped clean, that's a like moral question more than anything else.
Yeah.
That is not something. Yeah.
Hakka would not approve of that. Like, he would not approve
Yeah, I mean,
of...
it makes sense with your worship of the ancestors. It requires that connection, and wiping that clean would, like, it goes against your belief. I just wanted to make sure that that was clear.
Yeah.
So, you pull on these people that you have known from
Oh.
this book,
I don't.
and
I mean, I don't know them personally, no. There's only 2 in here that I knew personally.
it's a fine line we walk.
Go ahead and roll an insight check. There.
Yep. I'm... Oh, fuck, I'm spending a hero point. Yeah. There we go. 18.
18. You get the sense that Vex seems extremely conflicted. Like, moral quandary of moral quandaries. They seem extremely conflicted by the information that you've put in front of them.
Let me put it to you like this. And if this doesn't assuage your worries, then I am sorry, but I don't see what you're doing as a lich using undead minions. I don't see it like that. 'Cause that is tyrannical. It is oppression. It is, to be simple and black and white, it is wrong. 'Cause you are imposing your will. Do you feel like that when you utilize this book? Are you demanding? Are you forcing things to happen? Or are you just pulling on a string to guide the magic towards where you want it to go?
I think I have to wonder if there's one thing I've learned. Some things are not quite that simple. I don't know. I don't believe that I am, and if you ask me what I believe I am doing, I believe I'm offering an opportunity to escape, even if only momentarily. By all accounts, I asked.
Who let this cat in here?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's very cute.
There's always a ship cat.
Yeah.
Only one?
I'm so sorry. Keep going.
It's okay. The one time my mic does pick her up. Well, I think it's a little bit more complicated, and I think the only reason it's complicated is because I don't have the answer. I don't actually know. I have theories. If you ask me what I believe that I'm offering them a chance to escape, potentially. but I can't be certain. I do ask. It was an agreement. It wasn't something that I just demanded. It wasn't even necessarily... I was gifted this, in a way, for a price. I know that sounds like, wait, wouldn't that not make it a gift? I don't understand it fully. It was a gift, it was offered. And I took it. And in exchange, well, you saw. But if you're telling me that you believe that an attempt at releasing the souls bound to this book into the River Styx would cause more harm than good, then of course I wouldn't want to do it.
Items can be alive, in a sense. I get the sense from that object. It does not want that.
I could see why. And you can see, without carrying over that 18 insight, you can see that they feel very conflicted. And that this is a conflict that they have been holding on to for way longer than you have known them.
As you're observing their contemplation, you realize that kind of passively while you've been talking, you've finished setting up for the divination.
The right path is rarely spacious, but that is how we know where we're meant to go. Now then, and Hakka would crack his shoulders. You're welcome to watch.
Ooh.
You describe
They
it.
will
You have the
promptly
words.
see.
Yeah, so Hakka's divination basically looks like he takes out a chunk of like turquoise the size of your fist, and he just crushes it in his hands into powder, and then just blows it, and it becomes this like torrent of like fire. And he sort of made like a campfire in the ship as these turquoise flames begin to take shape and form images as what the fuck do I see, Leah?
It forms images. The images slowly take shape through several things. What looks like a river, what looks like a plain or a field of some kind with the river cutting through it. Looks like a mountain range. Something looks like a fancy manor. There's a big ocean at one point. There's a big city. There's a tower, and there's what looks like vaults. And it just flashes to the point where like you can't really make understanding of that. And then it swirls, and in the center, you see that old priest that you saw, that you met right before you left for the stars. And they begin to speak to you.
Huh?
And you hear in your voice spoken back to you, if you'd like to read your first divination.
What? Okay. Are you sending it to me?
It is in handouts.
Oh boy. Okay. Handouts. First divination. So Vex, you would be hearing this as like Hakka's eyes are alight with flame, sparks, and
for
embers.
You, so that's what you see, Hakka. Like it turns into that, and then it speaks back to you, and in your own voice you hear it. What you see, Vex, is blue flames like flicker. Hakka's eyes roll back, and out of Hakka's mouth, he just says it.
Yeah.
In your path, corpses lie, made by you as you fly. Yet through the foes will pose a threat. The silver tongue may kill you yet. With you, this we confide. Beware the horns by your side. A strong beast may break a bone through a subtle hand left alone. Will stab you in the back. Do not hesitate to attack.
Oh, okay. Beware the horns by your side. Hey, do you guys think that demon we brought might be a double agent?
Either that, or the one that gave us insight.
Oh.
Mhm.
I'll also post it in the Discord so y'all can have it for your notes.
I was also gonna make a joke. I suddenly have the urge to find like one of those steel files.
Yeah.
Nah. Just file down your fucking horns.
Yeah, it's fine, right? It's fine.
The prophecy said I had to have horns. If I get rid of them, we're good.
No horns, no prophecy.
God, they can never spell out things plainly.
Vex looks, pun intended, sheet white. You could say Alibaster.
There are, besides Vex, 3 individuals on your ship with horns. Naimana,
Yep.
Vovolazar, and Zaya.
And Vex.
And Vex. That's why I said besides Vex.
Yeah.
And Steven.
And Steven.
Well, I'm gonna go tell the others, and
As Hakka leaves.
Wait.
Hmm?
Wait.
Hmm?
I think that if we are to have this conversation, we need to make sure that it is in private. And we need to make sure that it is just those that we can trust and understand that we can trust.
Ah, yes. Understood. Just the main 5 of us, then.
At least for now. Because if there are 4 of us with horns, just simply speaking this out may cause discord too soon.
Very clever. I'll go gather the others. And
as Hakka goes to leave,
and I almost forgot.
and Hakka would turn kind of a sly smile on his face.
I don't want to be presumptuous, but let me know when you and Xoruk would like the ceremony. I know the spell intimately.
As Hakka goes to leave.
They went from sheet white to bright red.
Yeah.
Like 2 seconds flat. You go to leave, and this is where I think I'm going to do one more little thing with Kazador right before we end off here. Kazador, you're doing your rounds, and you're walking about the ship, and you're going from like the crew quarters, and then you're going back up. You go up and down a little bit, but you go back up. You pass, like on the elevator, you pass Vovolazar, who just gives you kind of a hello, Commodore, and kind of passes you going down towards the crew quarters. But as you warp up to the research lab, there is a of the door closing, and you see Zaya stepping out of the research lab. Oh, Commodore.
Zaya.
I was actually hoping to talk to you.
I'm here now.
May I speak with you in private, please?
His expression sort of takes on more of a stern, serious tone, and he nods. And he'll lead them somewhere private.
Mm-hmm. As the two of you find a private space, either in your captain's quarters or even just in the research lab, wherever you would take them, Zaya would kind of look around, kind of lean out. You see their eyes flicker between colors for a little bit, and they kind of scan the room. Okay. Captain, you have Have you told the others aboard the ship of my purpose here?
Your purpose?
Nods.
Remind me, what are they referring to?
You brought them aboard the ship for as a guide for you.
Oh,
But
then,
there was also the deal between them about you would kill the person who killed their parent.
I think Kazador.
Mhm.
If he didn't, he wouldn't have made it a secret.
Mm-hmm.
He would have said straight up to the crew, "Hey, this is our guide. They're offering their services in exchange for us killing a devil while we're there."
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you would if you would have done that. I think we kind of have like a quick flashback to that circumstance. And Zai was like, "Okay, I thought as much." It was probably while you were doing rounds. You would have explained it. A couple of the crew would have been like, "Oh, who's the new person on board?" And you would have explained it in such a way to them. And they kind of nod their head, and they kind of have a nervous expression before looking at the door. Commodore, I want you to know that my purpose with you is true.
He sort of tilts his head to the side.
I don't know why, I don't know how. When I was preparing the spell to look for the devil we're supposed to hunt when we get to Avernus, there were signs that they are much closer than I originally thought. They may be aboard this ship. And I just want you to know, if anything happens, that I wish to fulfill my obligation to you. I want you to know I am being truthful with you. And I have no other way to tell you than this.
So let me see if I've got this straight. The devil that we're to. He sort of gestures with his hand over his throat.
Kind of nods.
You believe they've caught wise to your plans, or?
I'm not sure. It was as if the spell that I use for tracking devils, it was as if it ping-ponged. It's a game. It's as if it bounced from place to place. Didn't give me an accurate read. It told me of Avernus, yes, it also told me this. It also told me here. It told me Sigil. It told me... I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Well, if they are on board the ship, that both poses a problem and potential benefit. If they are on the ship and we can suss them out, they'll have potentially escape.
It's a good idea. I just wanted to tell you, Captain. That is all.
Thank you.
Captain, or Commodore, thank you for taking me up on my offer.
Of course.
They kind of let out a slow, shaky breath before making their way towards the door. And Hakka, you pass by Zaya and find them leaving the room that Kazador was just in, or is currently in, as you go to gather all the rest of the crew. And I think that is where we're going to pick up next time.
You're not gonna believe this shit.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Could I say one thing before we end the session completely, though?
Absolutely, yeah.
As Hakka, like, catches Kazador as sees Zaya leave the room, Kazador will be, like, turning, not really thinking, not really seeing Hakka, but the expression on his face, he hasn't seen since Icewind Dale.
Oh no. We'll pick that up next time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Oh,
Also, not to
wow.
rush the wedding, but like if I cast it on you, you have 2 more AC. So
It is a limited time. It only lasts a limited time. I genuinely
lasts-
want you to cast it in like towards the final battle, or like at the final battle, because that shit would be so funny.
how long does it last? When it
Oh, it
7
might be a
days.
ye- Yeah, it was like one of them lasts a year, but I think that one is the 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I now pronounce
Okay,
you.
yeah, we.
I now pronounce you partner. Make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm a little busy right now.
I'm a little busy at the moment.
As he's just fucking decapitating a fucking like bone devil or
Or-
something.
Well, folks, thank you all so much for stopping by and tuning in to today's episode of Kazador's Guide to the Cosmos. But before we get here
Definitely a lot more
entirely,
intrigue than I thought there was going to be in today's session, and I'm very happy with it.
yes.
But oh yeah, I was expecting it to be like a cooking travel session, and then you when you pulled the trigger on that divination, I was like, oh okay, yeah, no, that's not happening.
Whoopsie.
but
Yeah, I do wish I like would give you warning, but like sometimes I'm impulsive with my.
Oh, I
like,
know, and honestly, that's great. That makes for really good circumstances. I'm totally fine that we derailed the travel just by another session. If
Okay.
it's a result of y'all engaging, right? Like if it was just us like puttering around and not doing anything, but it was like scene after scene with y'all, like y'all do, like yeah, absolutely no worries.
But yeah.
yes, indeed. Hope you all had a fantastic time with today's session. Let's go around the horn and de-introduce ourselves, starting with TheropodArt.
Hi, hello, it's me, your boy, TheropodArt, wishing his character's voice didn't involve just guttural throat roughness, but here we are.
I genuinely mean it, dude. I can have a devil crush your throat, and then when you like regenerate it.
No, it's fine. I'm okay.
Get the
Kazador.
Get the Starscream treatment.
Exactly.
I'm
I'm just saying, I could do it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, you can find me over on Blue Sky, Tumblr, for Affinity, Twitch, all TheropodArt. I do stuff all over there. Commissions might open soon because money can be exchanged for goods and services. And yeah, if you liked this D&D, come over on Tuesday. Same thing. Strahd's showing up. Fuck.
Indeed. Speaking of Barovia.
Yeah.
Barovia?
Welcome to Barovia. Have a look around. Any soul
No.
you can think of, here it can be found.
No, I
We've
want to
got
leave.
mountains of bodies. Some cut up, some worse. none of them possesses you, you'll be the first. Sorry.
Was all you had, Thera?
Yep, that's me.
Alrighty. Up next, we've got XanillisGrimm.
Whoa, that's me. I shilled earlier, so if you want to see what I'm up to, that's all there. Or you check my blue sky, at XanillisGrimm, where I post everything I do, when I do it. Aside from that, if no one's told you I love you today, allow me to be the first. I love you very much. Thank you for coming out here, and being with us, and sharing your time with us. That's me.
Yeah. Up next, we've got Saris. We're going to find you. What are you up to?
Hi, hello. You can find me all over the internet at Tixdixl. On Sunday, we got more D&D over at Burnout Bond's channel. And on Monday, we're over at Leah's channel for some more Near Replicant. Just wanted to say thank you for having me. And thank you for the really fun session. This was a really great time.
Yeah, I love good character work. Y'all are great at it.
That's me, thank you.
Yeah. Up next, we've got the Citric King.
Hi, hello. I'm Citric. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Citric King. Everywhere being mainly blue sky, and then you have all of the rest of the places. Busy as per usual. I really want to get some more stuff, ideally commissions, in the future, but the schedule is as hectic as it always is. But I posted a picture of a cool bee, so hell yeah. But besides me, that's our one and only GM. Leah.
Monday, my channel. Thursdays, look out. Fridays, here. Sunday, Vaughn's. Thank you. No, I do appreciate being here, and we also appreciate anyone who allows us to be here, all my friends being here with me, role-playing, playing D&D with me, Connor for letting me run this on his channel graciously, and the lovely sponsors that allow us to shill their product for them.
That is correct. And the first of those sponsors is Beard Sorcery.
Beard!
You are after some beard care products, look no further than Beard Sorcery. Your fun, fantasy-themed beard hygiene care products store. And if you're in the market for that, head on over to beardsorcery.com. Use code DistortionDevil. You save 10% when you shop online as well. Check out Bones Coffee Company. If you are tired forever like me, and you need a little pick-me-up, look no further than the delicious varieties of coffee they have on offer over at Bones Coffee Company. You can use your code DistortionDevil, and you can save 10% when you shop online at bonescoffee.com. We also could not do this week in, week out, without support from viewers like you.
Like you!
Then I say, hey, Dice Ruler, thank you for the 40 months just saying hey. Hey.
Hey.
What a wonderful.
End of day. Like Tabuya, thank you for getting a tier 1 sub to Aqua Sylph. Bracky Zoid, thank you for the raid with a party of 21.
21.
Shark Jumping Walrus, thank you for the 30 bits. Lord Archive, thank you for the 46 months. And NPC Tavern, follow. And with that, we need to find somebody that we can raid. How can we?
Weed.
Weed.
Wait.
You know what?
I wonder what Evie's up to.
My friend, well, not streaming, I don't think.
I know. Just that noise reminds me of Evie.
Just because his fucking
What?
Discord intro is Yowdy. Let's go ahead and raid my friend Sour Slimes.
Let's do it.
Slimes.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right. What should our raid message be?
Stick.
The stick.
The stick. You know, I named it something like really like extra. I should have just named it the stick. It would have just been better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would have stuck, yeah.
All right, our raid
I'll see
message
myself
will...
out.
Our raid message
Give
will
him
be
the stick.
Stick. Give him the stick. Don't give him the stick.
Oh.
Are you my dad? Oh. All right. Take care, folks. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
And I will be picking up stream again in maybe like 30-ish minutes for some Friday Funhouse. But for now, take care.
Funhouse.
Rest well. And have a good bye.
Bye-bye.
Fare thee well.
Bye, everyone.